channel English Grammar for Life. Today I am going to explain about direct and indirect speech. There are three types of direct speech: statement, command and question. Now then, let's have a look at this. How to change auxiliary verb from direct into indirect speech. In the direct speech, amisa becomes was were. Shall will become should would. Can becomes could. May becomes might. While must, has to, ought to become had to in the indirect speech. Then changes of adverb of time and place. In the direct speech, now becomes then. In the indirect speech, tomorrow becomes following day, then next week, following week, tonight, that night, today, that day, yesterday becomes the day before, or we can say previous day also. Last night, the night before. Last week, the week before. Here becomes there. This becomes that. These becomes those. Then changes of tenses. How to change tenses into direct speech. Simple present tense becomes simple past tense in the indirect speech. Simple past becomes past perfect. Present perfect becomes past perfect. Present continuous becomes past continuous, and present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Simple future becomes past future in the indirect speech. Then have a look at statement in the direct and indirect speech. Now when we learn statements, remember to use that. When we change the direct speech into indirect speech, we have to use that also. For example, he said to me, we are going to visit Taj Mahal tomorrow. In the indirect speech, we can say, they said to me that they were going to visit Taj Mahal the following day. The highlighted words have become change. Now then Jeffrey said, I didn't go to school today. Jeffrey said that he hadn't gone to school that day. Now here, Anne told me my father got angry with me last night and told me that her father had got angry with her the night before. Statement exception. If the introductory sentence is in the present tense, there won't be any changes in the reported or indirect speech except the pronoun. Now here we change only the pronoun. Grandmother says, I will come to your house tonight. In the indirect speech, we can say grandmother says that she will come to my house tonight. The next sentence, Indra says, I have seen that film for twice. Indra says that he has seen that film for twice. Here we don't change the tense, we only change pronoun. Someone says, I meet my best friend every Saturday. Someone says that he meets his best friend every Saturday. Chandra says, I don't like sport. In the indirect speech, we can say Chandra says that he doesn't like sport. Then have a look at commands. There are two types of commands, positive commands and negative commands. Now firstly let's have a look at positive command. When we write positive commands, remember that to use infinitive form. That means if we say like this, teacher asked me, open your book, page 35. The teacher asked me to open my book, page 35. Open your book. That is a command, open. Then in the indirect speech, it becomes to open. Your becomes my. Those words are highlighted. Sita asks Manu, give me a piece of paper. Sita asked Manu to give her a piece of paper. Now here, give me become to give. To give her a piece of paper. Pony told him, call me tonight. Pony told him to call him that night. Tonight here, tonight becomes that night. Call me, that the verb command becomes to call. Then pronoun me becomes him in the indirect speech. Father requested me, please bring me a glass of water. Father requested me to bring him a glass of water. Bring becomes to bring, and the pronoun, objective pronoun me becomes him in the indirect speech. Now let's look into negative commands. In the negative commands, normally we change don't into not to plus base form of the verb. Now here you can see an example. Geeta asks mother, don't leave me alone anymore. In the indirect speech we can say Geeta asked mother not to leave her alone anymore. Here don't becomes not to. In negative commands, remember that don't becomes not to. Mala asks Indra, don't hurt me anymore. In the indirect speech we can say Mala asks Indra not to hurt. don't hurt me becomes not to hurt her. Then the next sentence, Subhash told them, don't disturb me. Subhash told them not to disturb him. Then question. Yes, first of all have a look at yes no questions. In the yes no questions, when we asked questions, now think that someone asked a question like this. Do you like ice cream? Then the listener can say yes or no. Then when respond using yes or no, we should definitely use if or whether when we change that sentence or question into the indirect speech. Now here have a look at examples. In the direct speech, Ricky asked Henry, does your father work near here? So for those questions we usually answer yes or no. Because of that we have to use if or whether when we change it into indirect speech. Ricky asked Henry if or whether his father worked near there. Remember that we have to use either if or whether in the indirect sentence. Then the next sentence, the question, Mr. Bean asked his daughter, have you done your homework? Mr. Bean asked his daughter whether she had done her homework. Or we can say Mr. Bean asked his daughter if she had done her homework. Sanat asked Lasit, can you accompany me to a party tonight? Sanat asked Lasit if he could accompany him to a party that night. All the highlighted words have become changed in the indirect speech. Question. Now here let's have a look at WH questions. The girl asked me, where do you come from? In the indirect speech we can say the girl asked me where I came from. Now the present tense, simple present tense question form become past tense, and the word order should be changed like this. Where do you come from? Where do you come from becomes where I came from. My father asked my brother, why did you arrive at home late last night? My father asked my brother why he had arrived at home late the night before. Handy asked me, what is your favorite TV program? Handy asked me what my favorite TV program was. Exercises. Direct. Students said to the teacher, we haven't done our assignment. My uncle said to my sister, I cannot come on your birthday party next month. Suraj asked me, "Are you interested in cricket?" My father asked me, "Have you prepared for your final exam?" Amila told her, "Don't waste your precious time." My best friend asked us, "Stay with me forever." My headmaster asked me, "Where do you live?" All these sentences and questions are in direct form. Now you have to change them into indirect speech. Now that is the end of lesson. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.